from Japan イマジニア小文字の UMI のエミです。本日私はこちらにお邪魔しております。ガルピンフォードレストランです。っていうのも本当はガルピンスピードショップに行っていろんなものを取ってきて皆様にお見せしようと思ってこちらではご飯食べましたよの場所なんですけれども、オープニング取り忘れてしまったのでまたもやなのでこちらのレストランの前からお届けしております。どうぞご覧ください。それではガルピンスピードショップに行ってみましょう。ガルピンスピードショップまでは羽田から LAX まで8807キロ、約9時間飛行いたします。そしてその後車で1時間ほどで到着するバンナイスという街の中にあります。フリーウェイを降りるとそこにはガルピンの街といっても過言ではないくらい見渡す限りガルピンで埋め尽くされております。その中の一つがこのガルピンスピードショップです。こちらは一般公開されていないのですが、ドアを開けるとまずそこにはOne of the most 有名なムーンアイズの車、ムーンライナーがお目見えいたします。ムーンライナーは1959年にジャコ・ジョンソンによって作られたもので、リー・ムーンがオーナーでした。アリソンエアクラフトエンジン V12 が搭載され、当時は458キロ出たそうです。そして1974年にはバドワイザーの CM にも起用されました。その後1984年にはキリンのメッツというドリンクの CM にも起用されました。その他にもこのロビーのような場所はテーマパークの入り口のようにファンタジーに満ち溢れていて、見たことのないようなファンシーな車をはじめコレクターズアイテムがたっぷりあります。遊び心満載で分かる人には分かるお宝で満ち溢れてる場所です。
Hey, Shogun. These I opened for Christmas 1977. So my first introduction to Japan and Japanimation was this one. Yeah.
ここからはたくさんの名作が生まれ、そしてたくさんの名作が蘇った彼のワークスペースです。今でもいろんな車が作られていて見てるだけでスーパーエキサイティングな場所です。
8-year-old kid built in 1965.
Yeah. Here in Reseda. So close. 1 mile from here.
Still?
Yeah.
Does he own this?
No, he sold it in late 60s to another guy.
Oh, okay.
And he kept it for 50-something years. Then we finally got it, yeah.
Wow.
So I'm taking to Grand National for the public to see for the first time. The valley cover, the timing cover, valve covers, hold downs, all moon.
Original moon from beginning.
From mid-60s.
ここからは多くのお宝が眠るミュージアムです。一般的には公開されていないのでしっかり目をかっぽじってご覧ください。歴史的な車がたくさんあります。そして今回は特別にガルピンスピードショップのリードデザイナー兼ファブリケーターのデイブ・シュッテンが解説をしてくれました。正直言って今回神回です。
Hi, I'm Dave Shuten and welcome to the Galpin Speed Shop. This is Ed Roth's personal little Honda Civic that he drove every day when he worked at Knott's Berry Farm. And he would drive it around to like truck stops and car shows, and he would do the lettering and striping on the cars, and he would mix the paint on the hood or the roof or whatever. And in the old Ratfink party days, all of his friends would sort of tag the car and do some striping. So everyone is here somewhere, like Von Dutch, Tom Kelly, all the famous ones on this one. The Great Speckled Bird, which is all original and never been restored. This was a new Roth kit that a friend bought that I built for him. And then that is the secret weapon that is an original Roth one that has been restored. Globe Hopper, Roth actually drove this from Maywood to Alaska and back. And that picture is in Alaska. And Robert Williams named this the Globe Hopper for Ed Roth.
Oh, original helmet.
Ed Roth's Wishbone. Ed never liked this car. Matter of fact, he hated this car because they wouldn't do a model kit of it. So when it was built and Revell said no, he took a saw and cut it in half and threw in the dumpster. But Dirty Doug took it out and took it home, and somehow it got put back together and we got it. Ed Roth's Orbitron, this being found in front of a sex shop, being used as a dumpster in Juarez, Mexico. It looked like that when we found it. Stored back and from a brand new truck. So he bought this new in 1955 and then he immediately like painted it and customized it. We found this in a barn in Oklahoma and it was it had been changed quite a bit, but a few of the original things were still there. The coolest part about this was the crazy dash, the way he had painted the dash that looked like an accident, but it really sort of organized chaos kind of. And we only had black and white photos. There were no color photos of this truck. So I asked Robert Williams to paint the dash to replicate Ed Roth's sort of chicken scratch. And him and I spent the whole day taking one shot and mixing stuff and taking black and white photos to figure out what colors were used for the dash and everything. So this, you can see, is all Robert Williams painted everywhere. It did hover.
It does hover.
It did.
Did.
No more. In 1960 in Detroit, they were doing a demonstration and one of the fans blew apart and hurt a lot of people. So he got sued for $1 million, 1960. So never fly again. This is one of the top 3 T-buckets in the world, most famous. So a lot of history there. I built this car, holy shit, 20 years ago in my shop in Michigan. Replica from model kit. And he tried to buy from me, so that's how we met. And then I came here to do Orbitron for him. I built this one sort of all out of my head. I designed and built from scratch everything. Kind of tribute to Robert Williams' wall. You know, he's essentially my dad now. So his 3-window coupe, his Roadster Prickly Heat, and a couple of his sculptures along with a lot of his art. This is Emmy's favorite car, the Pink Panther. It was built in 1968 by Joe Balon, Bob Reisner. And it was supposed to be like the ultra limousine of the 60s. The inside was called the Pleasure Capsule, which I think is amazing. It also is good for naps. The most famous car in the world. This is number 2 of the original 3 from the TV series. And it's probably my favorite car to just take out because everyone loses their mind when you drive this on the street.
Is this registered?
I also don't have the costume. Some of the other George Barris are, this is Elvira's car from the Mistress of the Dark movie, her original one. This has a big connection to Japan. This was built for the World's Fair in Osaka in 1970. Represent Chinese culture. The little red wrecker that was built for the Red Fox TV show, Sanford and Son, but the show was canceled, so this never made it. But it's one of my favorites. It's just so crazy looking. Ed Newton designed this one. who used to be the art director for Roth Studios. It was the Munsters from the hit TV show 1965 all the way till like the 70s it was on. Maybe the 80s, actually. I remember watching it as a kid. This is the mail truck that was actually commissioned by the US government to promote the zip code when it went to 5-digit.
Okay.
Yeah, weird. Random, weird. Probably the most historic car we have here is the Hirohata Merc, who was owned by Bob Hirohata, who owned a lot of parking structures in downtown LA at the time in the 50s. And he commissioned Barris to build this from a brand new car. So this was built from a brand new car in 1951 and is regarded as the most famous custom in the world, traditional custom. This was even in a glass box in front of the White House here for 1 month. Yeah, it's the only custom car in the National Registry. Yeah, so very famous. All the original Von Dutch striping on the dash is still there. You can go through it, it's okay. Peek inside.
You sure?
Yeah.
Thank you. あれ？嘘でしょ？ Thank you. あ、ちょっと待って。まあまあ信じらんない量が届きました。さて、何からファヒータ。これはメキシカのファヒータっていうのを頼んで、具とライスとをトルティアに挟んで食べるやつなんだけど、もともとビーンズもあったんだけど、ビーンズはいりませんって言ったんだけどさ、これにビーンズあったらもうじゃない。ビュッフェじゃん。ビュッフェの一角。磁石。これ香ばしくってバーベキューで作ってるチキンって感じ。野菜もいっぱい取れるし、こりゃいいですね。絵がさ、これもドーンって映ってるんだけど、大食いの人のチャンネル。じゃあちょっと巻いてみようかな。コーンのトルティア。はい、じゃあチキン入れて、トマト入れて、オニオン入れて、ご飯入れて、サルサつけて、これがファヒータじゃん。見ましょう。ちょっとフレッシュな味わい。私パクチー苦手なんだけど、なんか逆にパクチーがあるからフレッシュさが感じられる気もする。これみんな食べきんのかな。いちごあるよね。これってそういうもん。いちご食べるもん。多分玉ねぎも丸々1個入ってるし、サラサラ案件。ちょっと食べてみない？いいですか？お正味。食べてみます。お味見いかがですか？あらすごい、また玉ねぎが見えないところもっと玉ねぎいたわ。ご飯は何ライスなんだろうね。サルサなのかな。メキシカンライスでも美味しいね。お米が硬くってパラパラしてて食べやすい。どの車が一番お気に入りだった？これ。はなちゃんは？マスタブイエロー。私のお気に入りは宇宙船。あんなの見たことなくない？全部見たことないけど、見たことないものすぎて。でもデイブ・シュッテンが作った中身、エンジンの中がちょっと見えてる。あれも私好き。色すごい綺麗だし、横のところで中スケルトンにしてるのも2人に手伝っていただいた甲斐もあって、はい、完食することができました。どうもありがとうございました。多分全部の歯にパクチーついてる。1歯1パクチー。すごくおしゃれで美味しいアメリカンダイナーかな。私たちが食べたのはメキシカンだけど、満足度 200% のレストランなので、もしここら辺に来る機会があったらぜひ来てみてください。それでは今回も最後まで動画ご覧いただきありがとうございました。また次の動画で会いましょう。バイ。